Hello, my name is Sarai Cook, and I'm the servant leader with the National Trauma Awareness Initiative. I'm also a survivor of trauma. National Trauma Awareness Initiative advocates to implement trauma-informed practices within public entities. This will allow for equal access to justice and social services. We believe utilizing trauma-informed practices is a step in the right direction toward attainable and just accommodations for individuals with unaddressed trauma and stress-related disorders, as well as substance use disorder and other disorders protected under the Americans with Disabilities Act. This act protects the rights of people who have a physical or mental impairment that substantially limits their ability to perform one or more major life activities. Some major life activities we are focused on are impairment in learning, working, thinking, communicating, having anxiety, and other executive functioning skills. Title II of the Americans with Disabilities Act applies to all state and local departments and agencies. It also applies to all programs, services, and activities of these public entities. The requirements to qualify for these protections under the Americans with Disabilities Act are often present in courts, jails, correctional institutions, nonprofit organizations, and other institutions serving high-risk populations. The Americans with Disabilities Act requires reasonable modification of policies and procedures that accommodate people with disabilities. Many routine policies, practices, and procedures are adopted by public entities without thinking about how they affect people with disabilities. Sometimes a practice that seems neutral makes it difficult or impossible for a person with a disability to participate in these cases. The ADA requires public entities to make reasonable modifications in their usual way of doing things when necessary to accommodate people who have disabilities. Equity for trauma survivors cannot be had with the current system. Large-scale system education, training, and reform is necessary to provide access to justice for trauma survivors. NTAI believes courts and other public entities should take affirmative action to implement trauma-informed approaches such as safety, trustworthiness, transparency, peer support, collaboration, and mutuality, empowerment, voice, choice, and move past cultural stereotypes and biases, as well as offer gender-responsive services. These public entities should also acknowledge the healing value of traditional cultural connections and recognize and address historical trauma. This will ensure trauma survivors are able to gain access to justice and other basic human rights. Without trauma-informed practices, the cycle of generational trauma will persist. As our knowledge of trauma grows, we should also grow. When we know better, we do better. If you would like to help us in this effort, please contact our organization through the Contact Us page and reference this video and this initiative. Thank you, and have a great day.